Science Chapter 4, Lesson 3, How do Systems Control the Body? Your nervous and endocrine systems extend out to all parts of the body. They communicate with and control all body systems. Nervous system. Muscles contract to move the bones of your body, but they can't do that without receiving messages from the nervous system. Your nervous system includes the brain, the spinal cord, nerves, and sense organs. The nervous system is constantly collecting information both inside and outside your body. It allows you to speak, think, taste, hear, and see. It helps this body stay balanced by processing and responding to the information it receives. Parts of the brain. The brain stem maintains blood pressure, heartbeat, respiration, and digestion. Cerebellum controls balance and posture, helps fine-tune movements. Cerebrum interprets information that senses gather, controls muscle movement, thinking, and language. Here are some notes. Your nervous and endocrine system control your body. Nervous system includes spinal cord, nerves, and sense organs. Nervous system allows you to speak, think, taste, hear, and see. Nervous system helps your body stay balanced by processing and responding to the info it receives. The parts of the brainstem, the cerebellum, and cerebrum. So I want you to think about your nervous system since it controls your ability to speak, think, taste, hear, and see. If your nervous system was damaged and you were no longer able to speak, think, taste, hear, or see, would you be happy? Just thinking about that, how does that make you feel? We talked about this in class the other day about if something happened to you and you were hooked up to a respirator and your nervous system wasn't working, what would you want? Would you want to pull the cord or not? So you have to think about your nervous system. If you're no longer able to speak, think, taste, hear, or see, what would you want for your life? So it's just something interesting to think about. Nerve cells, called neurons, pass messages throughout your body. Each neuron has a cell body with many thin branches. Short branches called dendrites carry messages from other neurons to the cell body. A long branch, the axon, carries messages away from the cell body to other nerve cells. When the dendrite of a neuron receives a message, the chemical makeup of the neuron changes. This chemical change causes an impulse or message to travel along the neuron and from one neuron to the next. These impulses can travel in only one direction, from the axon of one neuron to the dendrite of another neuron. Most impulses travel along neurons to the brain, which controls almost everything you experience and do. Much of the information that your nervous system collects is processed by the brain. The brain interprets the information and responds by sending messages to different parts of the body, telling them to act. Impulses received and sent by the brain pass through the spinal cord. This long bundle of nerves runs down your back and is protected by your backbone. Some neurons in the spinal cord carry messages to the brain. Others carry them away. Reflexes. Some messages that the body receives do not pass to the brain. One example is the response of your body when you touch your hand to a hot surface. The response to that action is a reflex, a response that happens automatically without the brain thinking about it. Reflexes happen very fast. They help protect the body from dangerous situations. Without the nervous system, the many parts of your body would not be able to work together. You can help protect your nervous system by avoiding alcohol and other illegal drugs. Wear protective gear when playing sports or doing any activity in which the brain may be injured. Wear seatbelts when riding in a car. Never dive into a shallow pool. Notes. The neurons are the nerve cells that pass messages through your body. It has branches called dendrites that carry messages to the cells. Impulses are brain messages that travel from neuron to the brain. Impulses pass through the spinal cord. A reflex is an automatic response that happens while your brain is thinking. So your brain doesn't tell you what to do, you just do it. And ways to protect your nervous system are avoid illegal drugs, alcohol, wear protective gear during sports, wear seatbelts in cars, don't dive in a shallow pool, try not to hit your head. That was supposed to be an exclamation point. Sorry. It's not a question. Try not to hit your head. Endocrine system. Your nervous system helps maintain balance in the body's processes by interpreting information about the environment and then telling parts of the body to act. Your endocrine system also helps balance your body's processes but it controls slower processes such as growth and sugar levels in the blood. The endocrine system is made up of glands. A gland is an organ that produces a chemical. Some glands release their chemicals into tiny tubes called ducts. The endocrine glands do not release chemicals into ducts. Each endocrine gland is an organ that releases chemical substances directly into the blood. The substances they release are called hormones. Hormones control many of your body's functions. The endocrine system continually checks your body's condition. It releases hormones when needed to maintain your body's internal balance. Each kind of hormone travels in the blood to particular target cells throughout the body. Each hormone causes target cells to perform certain tasks. For example, a hormone may cause bones to grow or muscles to store sugar. Endocrine glands. Pituitary controls development and body growth, controls the thyroid, ovaries, testes, and other glands. Thyroid controls how cells release energy. Parathyroids control the amount of calcium and phosphorus in the blood. Adrenals control the body's reaction to anger, fright, or fear. Pancreas controls the amount of glucose in the blood. Ovaries control female characteristics in the menstrual cycle. Testes control male characteristics. Notes. Endocrine system checks and maintains body all the time. Glands are organs that produce chemicals. The endocrine gland is an organ that releases chemicals directly into the blood. Hormones are chemicals released by glands. They control body functions. The nervous system includes spinal cord, nerves, and sense organs. Different glands produce hormones to help with different things, but they all work together to maintain your body. All right. Biofeedback loop. Endocrine glands keep important body substances in balance. They do this by releasing fewer or more hormones. This allows glands to turn on, turn off, speed up, or slow down the activities of organs and tissues. An example of the way the endocrine gland helps maintain balance in the body is the way hormones control blood sugar or glucose in the blood. All the body cells need glucose to carry on life functions. The process is summarized in the diagram of a biofeedback loop. A biofeedback loop is a circular pathway that sends information back and forth from one part of the body to another. If the biofeedback loop doesn't work properly, problems including diabetes can result. So the biofeedback loop starts at the normal blood glucose. The amount of glucose in the blood needs to stay fairly constant in order for the body to function properly. If you're using blood glucose, the body constantly uses glucose unless it is replaced, blood levels of glucose fall. If your blood glucose is low levels of glucose cause the pancreas to release the hormone glucagon. Increasing blood glucose. Glucagon causes the liver to release stored glucose. Then it's back to the normal blood glucose. So then if you begin to take in blood glucose, when you eat, glucose is produced when food is broken down during digestion. Blood vessels in the small intestine absorb the glucose. Then if your blood glucose is high, glucose passes into the blood, raising its sugar level. This causes cells in the pancreas to release the hormone insulin. Then reducing blood glucose. Insulin produced in cells in the pancreas causes cells to take in and use more glucose from the blood. It also signals the liver to store unused glucose, and then it's back to normal. Notes. Endocrine glands assess your body's hormone levels and release hormones as you need more or releasing less as you take in more from food, drink, or medicines. Biofeedback loop is a circulation system for your glucose to tell your body if you need more blood, glucose, less, or you are just right. Diabetes happens when your biofeedback loop doesn't work correctly. All right, your homework. Number 1, how do impulses travel throughout the nervous system? Use the terms axon and dendrite in your answer. That we went over. Sorry, Bean is scratching her collar for some reason. We went over that when we read. You can reread it to help you. Number 2, both the nervous system and the endocrine system control the body's processes. How do their functions differ? So I want you to compare and contrast the endocrine system and the nervous system. Remember, the nervous system is like your spine, your brain, and all those functions, and your endocrine system is more about your hormones and the chemicals released in your body. Number 3, cause and effect. What causes the pancreas to release insulin? So a hint for number 3 is to look at the biofeedback loop on the blood glucose high box. That will help you out.